Hello, my name is Brandon.
I'm Miranda.
And this is Brandanda Reviews.
Da-da-da.
What we do is we take an album and we tell you what's good, what's bad, what our favorite song is, and just what we think about it. And hopefully we can direct you in a direction to listen to it or not to listen to it, to like us or to hate us, but hopefully not hate us too much. Today we are reviewing Skillet's latest album, Victorious. This is their 10th studio album, and John Cooper, when describing the album, said that it was just a bunch of fight songs. He wanted people to have songs to know that they can conquer whatever or to keep on pushing through. Miranda, have you ever been to a Skillet concert?
No, I have not.
My wife, Jordan, enjoys their concerts because they have so much fire, so it's very warm. Sometimes concert venues can be cold when you go in there.
It's true.
I remember the first time I went must have been 08 or maybe 09. It was like the first time they went to Winter Jam. At that time we just had it was 89.7, so it was like K-Love, but it was very much like there's no rock songs or whatever. So when they said Skillet was there, I was like, oh, they must be like a little like band that's just starting out. And this was right around the time like Comatose came out. So this was like arguably like their peak, or at least like when they were really getting recognized. So I remember just thinking like, I might go buy an album or two to kind of help them out. And then I saw like 5,000 people in line to meet them. I was like, oh, maybe they're not the baby band. But we can jump into the album. We'll start off with what's good. The thing that stuck out to me is it wasn't sticking with the old. And now I'm not a huge Skillet fan, so I really didn't listen to their other ones. I forget what the last one was called, but it was one like I think it's his face and it's like blue, and I don't think it's Undefeated. But I know they came out with a Rise, and I think that's when they kind of started changing to like more of a not necessarily radio friendly, but exploring. But just basing it off of, I remember with Comatose and Awake, it was a lot of just string instruments, very like theatrical, very rocking. So with this one, it's cool when bands, they don't just stick with what they know is gonna, people are gonna enjoy. So I did enjoy going into it and being surprised with how much they wanted to explore.
I have a bunch of friends that are either like new Skillet, like diehard fans, or old Skillet diehard fans, but I just passively like them. So just going into this, that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. It's very, I feel like what I've heard from them lately, not being like avid listener of them, I feel like it was more rock than they've released in a while. Mm-hmm. And I like that. And yeah, it's just very hardcore, more hardcore than they've had, which I appreciate.
I gotcha. What I felt was bad about the album was that it really felt like now hits. Like I said, I think it's good that a band can explore, but I think Skillet, there's a lot more misses than like hits on this album. And there's a couple of ones where I just felt like I was listening to like almost like a Coldplay one, or I was like, oh, this feels like they're covering a lot of different album songs. So I didn't really like that. And it also annoyed me the order of it, because when I came to Finish Line, I was like, well, this is called Finish Line. So this album, like judging by the title, yeah, it needs to be the last one. But by the sound of the song, this should be the first song. And so I felt like the album could have been helped with if some of the songs would have been moved, maybe more in the middle, maybe a couple of, cause some of them I even felt like you were going through the slumps of, here's these rocking anthems, and then here's these like exploring and experimenting, and I felt myself thinking I kind of want to just skip these to get to some of the ones I enjoy.
Yeah, I think definitely it seemed longer than it was just because the order was, like, that was one of my big things. Mm-hmm. I think that Legendary is like an awesome opening track, but then after that it's just kind of, and then it's like Finish Line, and then, so it wasn't, like, I'm sure that each song is good alone, but like all of them back to back was just a lot.
Favorite song on the album was Finish Line.
Mine too, and Legendary. But Finish Line was really good. So that might be number one of the two.
So I guess the takeaway is if you're gonna listen to one song, listen to Finish Line off of this.
Apparently.
And then my takeaways from the album was that it's not my favorite Skillet album. It's not one that I'm gonna add like to my playlist or that I would necessarily recommend to all my friends. But at the same time, it's really popular. It's selling really well, so that says something about it. Plus, I think it's cool whenever you have a band like Skillet that they seem like cool, good people, and they have a positive message. So it's always nice when you have bands like that that are being recognized and being very popular. So
yeah, I think that I'm glad for them, but the album was just really boring to me. It just seems so long. And I don't think that you should be listening to an album and be like, all right, when is this going to end?
Yeah.
Even if, like, that was only 12 songs, so it wasn't even that long of an album. But I'm sorry, Skillet fans.
Gotcha. Well, if you agreed or disagreed, you can let us know in the comments and let us know what we got right, what we got wrong.
How much you hate us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So thank you for tuning in to our review.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have a grand old day.